AyoGG, welcome to a brand new episode of the AyoGG podcast in the Queendom Puzzle Special Edition. And today, once again, we are going to talk together about the newest episode of mnet's Queendom Puzzle. Today, we are talking about episode number 2, and with me, I mean not only myself, but as always, my friend Payne, who is with me. Hey, welcome.
Hey.
So, episode 2 is behind us, and episode 2 was once again really packed with performances. So I would say we're not wasting any time and jump right into it. Even though before we come to the first performance, how did the episode start? Well, we got a bit of Mother Teresa once again. Because, Tay started the lunch break once again and made sure that the girls are actually eating. That was the first thing Mnet wanted to show us once again. And why am I talking about it again? Because you can never talk about the beauty of Taeyeon's heart, which equals to the beauty she has outside. Okay, now that we have done that, let's jump to the second batch of performances that we have got in this episode, and it started with Judy. Prior to her performance, there wasn't that much, honestly, that we got as an introduction for her. We got basically her once again with her two, I would say, mannequins that she was carrying around, and basically we got introduced to her as a cute goofball who's always up for fun and tries to brighten the mood. And we also got a little flashback to the low scores her member has got in the last episode. And then we already jumped basically into the performance of Judy, which was Heartburn by Sunmi. And I really have to say, styling-wise already, she completely nailed it. But of course, the question is, did the amount of nailingness, the word that I just created for you, also, carry over to the actual performance of Heartburn? What do you think?
So first I'm giving you the point. Like, styling-wise, you could have just known it before it started, right? That it's kind of going to be this performance song. And even I guess that was one of the performances where I was like, I somehow knew what she's going to perform because of some teasers, but I didn't really could think about it. And I'm still hating my head for this because it's so easy to remember if you just look at her. But yeah, well, so first, I guess the song choice is one thing. It fits Judy overall, especially her taste, this kind of performance. But I guess in my opinion, she executed it very well. But on the same road, it somehow didn't really showed that much of her. What I would think is just based. This song isn't really filled with that many highlights overall. I still think she could show something very important still, and that is just that she could show her voice. That's basically not that often in Rocket Punch, and even if she sings in Rocket Punch, she's singing more with a voice that's fitting her usual talking voice. But in this performance, she used her a voice that she's that's for most songs, for not that super K-pop talking parts that she normally gets. If she's just really singing, then she just has a different voice and a very unique voice in my opinion, and she could show that pretty well in that performance. And as many of them sitting there said that they haven't really expected a voice of her like that. That's basically it. Normally she has such a unique voice that she could use so well because she's an amazing singer as well. She knows how to use her voice. But yeah, that's not something she really couldn't showcase in that performance, in my opinion. But yeah, overall she could show her voice and what to expect like from her singing.
Okay, this is interesting because for me personally, I had the feeling that she did not showcase anything
Mm.
voice wise. The main reason for that is, in my opinion, also the song choice. Problem with Sunmi songs is that they really live from Sunmi's voice, from Sunmi's sound, from the way Sunmi is expressing um, all kinds of emotion in her songs. And this is something that is insanely difficult to copy. And a copy is also not something I want in a performance like this. So I want that you are kind of showing your own version of a song. And that is a big problem. When you're doing this with a Sunmi song, it loses a lot of its appeal, in my opinion. And Heartburn is an extreme example for that because if just anyone starts to perform the song, it's, for me personally, it starts to lack a lot. Like, Judy's voice, for example, it sounded for me a bit flat, which is a thing in the original also. Heartburn is not a song where you can hear the power in Sunmi's voice, but the way she's singing it, the way she's like the nuances she's putting in the way she's singing just make the song somewhat, I'd say, mysterious and intriguing to listen to. And that was something I was really missing in Jury's performance, which instantly makes it difficult to fully enjoy the song, in my opinion. It all sounded for me more or less the same, the way she was singing it. There was no real variety inside of the song, and I had the feeling that her facial expressions did not really match the song often. There were times when she did, where she did match the facial expressions where how I expect how they should be, but most of the time I felt like they weren't really fitting for the moment she was in there. And yeah, it looks like I wasn't the only one who had a bit of problems with that performance because she got 7 upvotes and 20 downvotes from the other contestants. And we're staying with Rocket Punch here because the next girl that was about to perform was Yeon Hee. And for her, we didn't see really much. We saw a bit of her practicing while she was in the schedule, the Japanese schedule, where she and the other Rocket Punch members were, except Judy. And yeah, we saw her during that time practicing, kind of managing these two things, but then we already jumped into the actual performance, which was Dum Dum by Somi. Now, what do you think? Did you see the practice she put in while having this busy schedule in Japan?
Overall, I would say yes. For Yoni's performance, I guess the thing I want to point out the most is something that's not really that special. But if it comes to like the amount of performances, and if you like look at many performances, how much they like thought about it and were creative, and I think Yoni, yeah, that's something simple with like this change in the middle when the chorus starts with like from the pink Barbie girl to the sexy girl with like a black outfit and stuff. That's not really something never seen before, but it's just something where you like put some thoughts into your performance to carry that out, and I really liked how she did it. Overall, I guess vocal-wise, it was not super impressive. I mean, she can sing and she sang it well, but it's not like that the song is there to showcase that much skills of your voice again. So yeah, there wasn't really much I can talk about. And dance wise, because it was more dance focused overall, like she had a dance break and stuff as well. I guess that is something that she did really, really, really well. Not really coming to the level of like if you have someone like a main dancer there or someone who is such an incredible amazing dancer, but yeah, I guess she just did an amazing job there. And overall, I like the professionality in her performance overall. Like even like with this accident happening like with the shoe in the beginning. Of course, she slipped sometimes, maybe in the performance a bit. If you like look especially, or if you sight especially on her footwork and stuff. But overall, in her face and in her voice, there was no crack of confidence, and that's something I really, really liked in this performance.
Question: do you know what position she is in Rocket Punch?
The leader. No, well, she is actually.
Does she have a position like that, or is she?
She's not the main dancer, so she's more
Okay.
like. I mean, there aren't really positions in Rocket Punch, but I would call her like kind of lead vocal.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So first, just in case someone did not watch this episode or something like this, in the beginning of Yoni's performance, like right in the beginning, you already mentioned it, the shoe accident. The strap on her shoe just snapped. Out of nowhere, it just freaking snapped. And in such a convenient way and so on beat that I feel like Mnet did something there. This was really ridiculous. Which is, of course, this sucks. Like, imagine you're practicing so much during busy schedule and everything, and then you're already super nervous because you've seen so many people performing in front of you, performing really well, and you want to like make up for maybe the points that your members didn't get, and you want to show like a great performance to be a nice showcase for your group overall, and then that shit happens right in the beginning. Oh my god, I would be so mad. But this is really something I want to highly praise, because she didn't waver at all. She really nailed this. I really paid attention to every dance move she was doing, and I was super impressed by how professional she has been. She did not like show it in her facial expressions or her dance moves. It felt like nothing was wrong from beginning to the end with her dance, which is something I'm holding her really high for that. I loved it. Rest, I have to say, the chorus part of Dum Dum, I really liked the way she was singing that. When her voice got deeper and she really got this. I really liked this part when she was singing this. Sounded great and it suited her voice. The problem was, my opinion, it kind of started with the dance break because of two reasons. First, and this is not her fault at all, it's just the instrumental was terrible. My opinion, in the dance break, I hated that. And after the dance break, I felt like she started to lose control over her voice. There, it sounded like I don't know if there was a lack of confidence there, or if she simply was out of breath, or if she wasn't able to focus properly on her singing or something like this. I don't know what it was, but there I really felt like something changed in her, like a lever got got pushed there or something like this. That was a bit sad, but besides that, from the dancing, From the execution of her dance moves, there's absolutely nothing I can criticize there, which, as I said, with this incident in the beginning makes it even more impressive. Overall, she was like more or less, in the middle based on the votes. She got 12 upvotes and 15 downvotes. And afterwards, we got a bit of backstage drama. She was sad about the shoe thing, obviously. She blamed it a bit on that. And there was something that made me, she said something that made me really sad, because she said, I was not professional enough. And I was like, bitch, where? Like, I was sitting there for, you nailed this so hard, despite that shoe stuff. If Mnet wouldn't have, like, done this insane close-up on the shoe strap snapping, I wouldn't even have noticed that happened.
True.
And she's hitting us with the I was not professional enough. You, from all the, shit that happened there, together with Rena, in my opinion, she was the most professional with the shit happening on stage, because the both of them just continued with their stuff. Yes, something negative happened on stage for Rena. It was the voice crack. For her, it was the strap that broke. But they just continued. You didn't see it at all at their performance. So I don't want to ever hear from her ever again that she was not professional in that moment. Because she was, unlike a lot of other contestants in that show. Next up, we come to Son, and she talked a bit about her competition in the show. And her competition are mainly the dancers, because she has the position of a main dancer in Weekly. And due to that, talked a bit about Che and Nana and so on. And said that they are people she's kind of like looking at. Mnet, of course, through that kind of try to build a rivalry there between her and Nana. And another interesting thing that Mnet showed to further establish this little rivalry there is that Son and Nana, among others, had a relay dance they have done together. And of course, Mnet had to show a comment that said, I only see Nana. to make it a bit more, to give a bit more flesh to this hatred between those two. But yeah, it didn't really work, honestly. It was just one of those unnecessary comments that you always read. But Mnet, of course, needed to put that in there. However, Son performed 28 reasons by Seulgi. And now I want to hear 28 reasons from you why this was a great or bad performance.
Let me count a second. So, okay. First, I want to start with something that happened in the beginning when the song started, and I have to point it out because I'm known for simping, and I need to talk about things that might come from biases and so on. And Jiwoo was actually asking Soyeon what song this is, and I was like, damn. And of course Mnet was cutting it in, and that's just something I think about. I'm like,
That one hurt, honestly.
Yeah, and that's not cool. It's not cool for her as well that Mnet is focusing on that. But
Nah, but that is Mnet. I mean, I see she doesn't have the experience and knowledge to know that this will be used against her. But if you don't know something, just don't say anything.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
Mnet is going to use it.
And then with her usual mouth open and stuff, she is sometimes. Okay, but in my opinion, when the song started, I was like, damn, okay. I'm excited because 20 Reasons is a phenomenal song. And and Son is mostly known for her dancing. I guess she has in Weekly all the dance breaks and stuff. You already talked about the relay dances. She's a dancer.
Yeah, she is the main dancer also of Weekly.
Exactly. And yeah, we know the song from Sogi is very vocal heavy.
Oh yeah.
It's one of the very vocal heavy songs. Where of course you can make a nice performance out of it, but first vocals. um, and yeah, so I was really looking forward to it, especially because I guess Sohn has really nice, yeah, like I don't know if you can call it like a deep tone of her voice and or something. I guess most of the time I know like her singing a bit more in a lower register.
Registers, yeah.
Um, and yeah, so I wanted to hear more of that because yeah, I wasn't very well known of this. And I think at the beginning it was very yeah fitting. I really liked her voice on like the song. I think that sounded very fitting just from the yeah from the kind how she sang it. But for me, it got a bit, not just a bit. I guess it got very, um, um, mm, less stable when it came to like the chorus. Not that she sang it like that wrong based on notes or something. I guess there she was pretty decent, but I guess the power in her voice was just not there, and I guess that's the biggest thing for me in this performance, that the power was just not existing in her voice, and that made this whole performance yeah less impactful in my opinion. So
Yeah, that's kind of the biggest problem when you're choosing the song, because Sulgi has a super unique and powerful voice. Like there's a certain, yeah, a certain force behind the way Sulgi is singing. It's difficult to really put it into words, but it is something that it's kind of honestly for me the same problem as with Sunmi songs. You they really live from the person singing it. Because they add a certain, especially in 28 Reasons, a certain mysteriousness to the song, a certain depth to the song. And if you are not able to convey that, then the song starts to get too monotonous. It gets too flat. It gets too boring in a way. Because the way Sulgi is playing with her voice there, with the atmosphere basically she's creating with her voice, this is something that's really difficult to copy, and something you shouldn't try to copy. So if you're covering 28 Reasons, in my opinion, you have to change it up quite a lot. You can leave the melody the way it is, but put it into a different genre, you know? It's what I would suggest to you, because if you're really sticking with the sound that 28 Reasons has in the original, then I see really few people who can really pull that off. And Son, unfortunately for me, was not one of those. She tried. It wasn't bad. It was not bad at all, but yeah, it was just lacking in a lot of ways, and her voice didn't draw me in. Her singing really lost me at some points. Her dancing, on the other hand, was good, but there also I could not help but feel that it was lacking a certain, I would say, stage presence. Like, I had the feeling that sometimes I lost her a bit between the dancers, between the backup dancers, which is not a good thing. Definitely not a good thing. So yeah, that was unfortunate, but I'm positive that Zone will be able to show more in upcoming performances. I think this song choice was just not the right thing for her. She got 13 upvotes and 17 downvotes. Next up, we stay within weekly. We get Suchin. And for her, we get a bit of praising basically from the other members. They praised how great of a supportive leader she is. They praised her leading style. They praised that she's a really nice person. Overall, you could see that weekly that the members really tried to always stay positive, to support each other, and so on and so on. It was a really, 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 really feel-good moment we had there before the performance started. But is this performance of Jisoo's Flower also a feel-good performance to you?
So, first of all, the dress looked amazing on her. She looked amazing.
That's true.
And yeah, so she performed Flower by Jisoo, but more like in a Taengoo-like version or something. Was very interesting to see. Like that was just a little thing in the beginning. I guess the song overall didn't really change that much. But yeah, she did a little Taengoo-like performance in the beginning that was very, very cool, in my opinion. Overall, I have to say, I guess, together with Tian from Weekly, she like shows a performance, a song that fits her the most, or I would say like where artist and song really fit well. I think she, like, watching her performance looked so much like that she's just fitting this performance and kind of looking at it a bit of like it could be hers as well. At least like it seemed for me like that. And yeah, overall I have to say as well, like vocal wise and dance wise, she executed this very, very well. Once again, I guess there's a slightly lagging of vocal skills in comparison to especially like Jisoo. I guess you can clearly hear it, and because she didn't really change it up, there is like no way to not put it besides the other one. So of course, yeah, there is a difference in like the vocal skills there, or maybe just again the power. But yeah, I guess especially like in the pre-chorus, she was kind of a bit ravey with like her voice. But yeah, besides that, she, in my opinion, did a really, really good job. Especially like from performing the choreo, and especially the facial expression was so damn on point. I really, really, really loved it. Watching her doing the performance.
I would say that her facial expressions were on point for the kind of version she has done of the song based on her vocals, because I really tried to think about the reason for why this performance of her did not get me as much as I think it normally should, because there is not much that I can criticize about this performance, because the dancing was great. There was no flaw that I saw in there. Her facial expressions were also really convincing for me, and her vocals were overall pretty good. And especially her facial expressions were at times pretty cute. And I think that is exactly the point that kind of bothered me. Because she did a much more, to really say it in a cuter version would be too much. But if you compare it to Jisoo, Jisoo has a certain sexiness in her voice when she's singing the song. There's a certain amount of seduction, I would say, within her voice when she's singing the song. And that was missing in Soojin's version. Now, it kind of makes sense because based on her facial expressions and everything, that wouldn't have matched. If she would have sang it in a more seductive way, but had given us those facial expressions, that wouldn't have worked. But with cutting back on those more sexier tones in her voice, it kind of also, the song kind of lost a bit of its appeal in my for me personally. So I think that is the main reason why the flower performance of Soojin did not completely convince me, but still I want to say that I enjoyed it overall. Another problem with the song is, and especially with the part she chose to perform out of the song, is it is not exactly a song where you can shine that much, like vocal-wise or dance-wise. There are in both areas not exactly big highlights. So it is, if you execute it well, a safe bet that people will look at it and think, yep, that was good. But it is nothing that will make people think, oh yeah, that was really, really well done of her. If you know what I mean. And I feel like this could also be something the others saw, because this is, she got the rank, the votes, 13 upvotes and 14 downvotes.
Yeah, I guess overall in that song, like the most skill-wise thing is just to the change of notes, right? Like especially from higher, how high it is. And yeah, like the switches between some lower parts and the higher parts. I guess that's the only thing where you have really put work into for that kind of song.
Yeah, and as I said, I would probably also say the way you're delivering the song, like in the original with the certain sexiness
right.
in the song.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, next up we have Soyeon. And we see her, that was pretty cute, we see her celebrating her birthday in school. Yeah, celebrating, she was sleeping. An image that I know really damn well from my school days, honestly. Even though, sorry that I have to break it to you all, when I woke up, or got woken up during the lessons, I did not look as good as she did. I'm gonna admit it right here, right now, okay. But yeah, that was really adorable. And on why she did not have like a trainee period at all, I really liked what she said there. She said the CEO probably thought that I was extraordinary. And I love that. I really love that confidence. The question, but now, that occurs to me is obviously, was her performance of Cherry Talk with Triple S extraordinary as well?
Firstly, like, we're doing this now since many podcasts, and I once again want to praise your transitions. There are many times, in my opinion, very nice. I really love the transitions.
Thank you. That's enough. I'm good.
So, and now let's go to the performance. Let's start with something I realized after the performance, and we already talked like about a profiles in episode number 0.
Exactly.
And yeah, we were talking like the non-existing confidence, and like I don't know exactly how much like she had put like into dance and vocals, but it was like, I don't know, 10%, 15% or something.
It was definitely not a lot, yeah.
Exactly. And I'm following Triple S a bit, but right now I guess they are like 13 or 14. Don't make it.
Yeah, I would also be like 14, but I wouldn't bet on it, but something
exactly.
around that, yeah.
Like it must be something around that. But I don't know if there's someone added recently or something. I'm not that much into it. But yeah, I'm following their content a bit. But if you have it like you have one song and you have an album, a mini album actually, But if it comes to title, you have like one song where she sings with it, like in Ryzen, right? Where she has like, I guess, one line. I guess she has one line in this whole song.
Poor girl. Yeah.
And yeah, okay, in Cherry Talk she has a bit more. But there wasn't yet. Let's go. The German comes through again. There wasn't really that much opportunities of her like listening to her live and seeing her skills like that. But yeah, I know obviously about her not having training days, but that hasn't to be something, right? It's not like that it said, okay, you don't have training days, then you are not good or something. Maybe you worked on your own or something like that. So I did really not know what to expect. And I still think,
Same, yeah.
and I still think she can do better than this performance. I still think it, because in my opinion, the performance wasn't good at all. Nothing, like not the dancing, not the vocals, maybe. I guess that's something where I was pointing it out when we watched it again. I guess where she really focused on was the facial expression. I guess that was very neat. Kind of accurate, fitting. But and I still think like for it's interesting. Like she always like she even said, I guess, that she's going to have like 0.27, right? Before the
Yeah.
performance.
She predicted that she won't get a single upvote, yeah.
Exactly. And based on that, all these things, I would have thought that she shows a bit less confidence maybe on stage, but somehow I don't know if it's confidence, but she was just kind of getting through it with confidence or fun or something like that.
Yeah,
She was kind of
yeah.
enjoying it.
Yeah, I feel like she was just having fun.
Yeah.
She was standing there and was like, I'm not gonna beat anyone that performed before me here, so I'm just gonna enjoy my time. So
Yeah.
that was how it felt for me. Yeah.
Exactly.
Which was the best thing, by the way, she could have done, in my opinion.
Yeah, and after that performance, she continued with this like I don't know, she's like an innocent soul. I guess she's shown that she's an innocent soul, and that she's like really like has a like standard humor. So like just from her being how she is, and she is like I don't know. I just loved how she showed herself there, cause I guess she made an impression like just how she is, how her character is. I guess we saw that pretty much. But the performance, especially because it was her title track, this shouldn't have happened. This shouldn't have happened.
That is kind of the biggest problem I have with all of this, yeah. That if she would have performed any other song, I would have said, yeah, okay. She did not train long, and so on and so on. It's difficult, and maybe she's also nervous on top of that, and so on. But it was the title track, and that is making it a bit more difficult to like defend her in that regard. But yeah, overall, I also why kick someone who's laying on the ground? Okay, yeah, it wasn't good. The singing wasn't good, dancing wasn't good, and so on and so on and so on. But I still really liked that she tried her best to make it at least an entertaining performance. She knew that the skills she had in that moment wouldn't be enough to make it a performance that is just capturing you via the skills. So she decided to make it entertaining, and this is something I value honestly, and that I respect because I'll be completely honest, I think this is a certain level of professionalism that I really want her to keep. And I think there's a level of professionalism that a lot of other of the contestants who are in this industry much longer than her might actually be lacking. Because I don't know if she did it intentional or not, But via that, I wasn't sitting there like, oh my god, what the hell is she doing there? But I was like, aw, she's adorable. And I was smiling while watching that despite everything. However, yeah, the other girls kind of, yeah, they, let's face it, she got 2 upvotes and 25 downvotes, which is the worst result we got in the entire show. That much I can spoil. This is the worst score anyone has got until now. But I truly hope, that she really does not take this too much to heart, but that she is really just continuing and working on herself. Because I do think that with a bit of training and yeah, maybe a bit of guidance from the other more experienced girls, that she has the potential to be a really, really, really good idol.
Yeah, I guess that's
So,
kind of thing, right? She was sent to the show, I guess, as well, right? I guess
I hope, yeah.
to like adjust to like just more experienced artists is a usual thing if you get like put together with them in those shows.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. And I hope that this actually works out.
Yes.
Next up, we have Miru. Miru has been talking basically the whole time about her love for K-pop in the little introduction video. And of course, Mnet once again dragged out the story that she is an idol with experience of 13 years. That is a really, really, really important thing for Mnet to make that perfectly damn clear. And another really cute thing, compared to the low-key evil editing Mnet tried to do, what was really interesting was that Miru upvoted each and every performance that has happened. Each and every performance, because she was like, she always found something that she enjoyed with every performance. And I believed her when she said that, with those big sparkly eyes, where she looked into the camera and said, there I love that, and there I love that, and love the confidence, and the fact alone that she trained so much and performed in front of us, and so on. She upvoted each and every performance, and my question is now, would you upvote her performance of Shine Bright? By the way, Miru.
So, hmm, I guess the performance mostly was a showcase of her vocals, I would say. I guess she with this song couldn't really show that much of like choreography skills and stuff because it's just not really that choreography invested, right? But I guess we got a very good yeah showcase of her voice. And first of all, I really love it how, of course, that's not, I would say it's not the typical 100% um uh J-pop sound overall in regards like, or in comparison with like K-pop. So I guess in that song she like has some elements or what some K-pop producer would do, but overall it's like it's still a difference between like from this song to many K-pop songs, and I just love to always hear like the differences between it.
Mm.
um and so is the singing as well. Like for like J-pop songs, there are or they focus on different things with your voice, like with your vocals, and I guess that was here the case as well. But I guess she showed some very interesting things. She showed that she has a very stable voice, in my opinion. She has uh certain amount of power. Maybe I guess she can extend this even more because she didn't really sound like being on her climax or what the strength on her voice is. So I guess I could guess that she really can be a vocal powerhouse. If she gets the right song and maybe we will see this through the show. Overall, I think it was a decent showcase, like for how her skills are, like on the vocal side. For upcoming this show.
Yeah, for me, definitely the best thing about her performance was her voice, too. Especially in the verses, in my opinion. Her voice got to shine bright. During the chorus, however, I feel like she lost her voice at times, like the feel for her voice. There, it sometimes felt like she let her voice wander around a bit, instead of was really focused on how it should sound, or maybe she wasn't sure how it should sound in Woman. It just, in the chorus, it felt a bit off to me. I don't know what exactly the reason there was. The choreo, I mean, yeah, the choreo was pretty simple. Like, if you compare it to any K-pop performance, it was super basic. Probably you would then not even call it a choreo that she did there.
Yeah.
But what she did there, and that together with her face expressions, is something that is so J-pop, and especially like the music of AKB48 and NMB48 and so on and so on. There you can see where she's coming from, because it is really I'd say fan service driven, you know, kind of crowd pleasing. When you're at a concert and you see her jumping around like this, adorably waving with her arms, looking at the crowd, you know, this is something that the crowd can copy. They can adjust to that. They can kind of take that feel that she's conveying with this along, and also pump up and copy what she's doing there, and then you get kind of a great feeling of being one whole, you know, of being part of that idol that's performing in front of you. I mean, when you see I don't know, if I see G-Friend in front of me performing Time for the Moonlight, I don't think for a second, I could stand there with them and dance with them. I don't feel like I'm part of this, okay? I'm in awe of what I'm seeing there. But I definitely think not. Yeah, we are one unit here right now with what they're dancing there. But with Miru, I felt if I was standing there, was standing in front of her, I would enjoy what she was doing. I would jump along and feel a certain connection with her. And I feel like this is the biggest strength that the AKB music and performance overall has compared to K-pop. So this is something I liked, but of course in a show where that is about forming a K-pop group, it falls short a bit. The best thing, however, about this performance, besides her voice, was that she seemed to really enjoy what she was doing there. She seemed happy, she seemed bright, and I really enjoyed it overall. The others, however, saw it from a more critical point of view. They voted 5 up and 22 down.
Yes.
Next up is
little thing.
Yes.
In the end, I just have to point it out again. Just wanted to let you finish first. But they Judy and Milo had a talk that was really, really funny. Because changing Korean and Japanese, it was just a mess, communicating mess,
complete mess. Like, it was such a mess that Julie completely forgot her mother tongue.
Exactly, and she needed help of Suyun. That was like she needed help for a Japanese word of her Korean member. That's something where you just have to think about it 1 second. That was so funny.
the best thing about this, in my opinion, was that I could completely understand Julie, because it's absolutely the same for me in German. When I'm trying to find a word and it's simply not possible for me to find it, and then I just switch to English. Which, yeah, to the annoyance of my parents who can't speak English, that that leads always to a lot of confusion.
Yeah.
But, well, that is how it is.
I would never use English words in my, like, when I'm talking German. I would never do.
Seriously, if you can speak English and you're trying to talk with pain, you're fucked. You're fucked. It's absolutely not possible. Okay, next up, Purple Kisses Yuki, and for her, in her little introduction, we got mainly others talking, because mnet kind of tries to push her reputation as, and that I really like, a really, really great rapper, because that is what Yuki is. And especially, she said it herself, she is confident, especially in rapping in Korean, which is, of course, for her as a Japanese person, especially impressive in my opinion. And she performed Who Cares by Yuki. And now I would be interested, did you care about the performance?
I didn't really care. I'm saying it from the beginning because this was something I don't know. I did really not expect it, but I love that so much. And I guess that's a bit biased as well, in terms of I really loved the decision of her, like, choosing her pre-debut trailer song, which was like something like 2 years ago, where many people said, like, "Oh, I want the full song of this, I want the full song of this," and choosing this to showcase herself is what was such a surprise.
It was nice fan service.
Yeah, and I really loved it. And I have to say that is something where she can really shine, because this was her trailer to showcase her. That was a trailer where kinda you get into her as well. So like,
That's true, yeah.
that's just Yuki, and I really love that she did it there, and she executed this so well. I guess she added like the length of her rap and stuff, and the chorus is pretty much the same, so she didn't really make like more out of the song itself, but she added a bit like of dance breaks to it. So we had like first her who cares verse, then we had a bit of dance break, and at the end we had the chorus of the song. And I guess I had the feeling like some people were voting down after a time where she had this long dance break, because maybe for some people maybe she did a bit too less, like showcasing her voice, let it be rap or vocals. But I guess some don't vote it, just at least Mnet was cutting it like that, because we had like a pretty long dance break, and after that somehow people decided to vote it down. And that's something where I don't know, I cannot really understand it. Like, of course, I would have enjoyed a bit more of rap as well. So like, I'm taking it if we get served with it. But overall, I was super satisfied with the performance, because I guess she wanted to show her dancing skills on that level. So that's why she invested that much into it, because I guess she's mostly known for her rap, but she wants, of course, to show her like dancing more to the audience. And I guess that's why she chose to do it like that. And I guess, in my opinion, the decision was nice. I really loved the performance. It was, for me, I guess, with like the best performance, because I mean, she just performed hers, right? But it's not like hers and she is just doing a Purple Kiss song. I guess it's something different, like doing this like trailer song which you did once for just a trailer. I guess it still felt somehow new, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, in that case, I would also make this little exception and say that did not bother me that she chose her own song, because this was fan service at its best, and I really liked that. But I do have to say that overall, and that really hurts me since Yuki is my bias in Purple Kiss, I was quite underwhelmed from the performance. The rap in the beginning was strong. I really liked that. I love her rapping. Absolutely, I love the tone she has when she raps. I would say it wasn't the strongest rap I have ever heard of her, but it was a good one. But the chorus was really underwhelming, honestly, which was not really a problem because of her voice or anything, more the song itself, the instrumental. I really did not enjoy that. Unfortunate was that she had a little lyric mess up after the dance break, which resulted in quite a few downvotes. When it comes to messing things up, the contestants are brutal. They're really then the downvotes are just flushing in. That was not something that really bothered me, because there again she did not waver or anything. She messed up, but she just continued. So I don't really mind that. But yeah, it happened. And the dance itself, this is probably the strangest thing for me. The dance itself was overall really good. There is not much I can criticize about it. Like she had some really creative moves. Like if I just remember this one move where she was walking on the dancers. I really liked that, but nothing was really sticking with me, honestly, from this performance, and that made me pretty sad. And yeah, sorry, Yuki. Really sorry. But next time it will be better. I know it. Okay, she got 13 upvotes and 14 down votes. Next up, we have Little Soyeon, aka Sanga. And yeah, we didn't get much for her before the performance actually started. Only, I guess, attempted rivalry that mnet tried to establish with Yeon, because Sanga performed Black Dress by CLC. And now I ask you, is she worthy of getting called a rival?
So, first, I think the idea was pretty decent to like take or to make a little take the parts of Cube rapper like from the same agency here and performing the parts is pretty cool. I mean, it's a thing to do it when when an artist of this is like in the audience. I guess
I got maddest flashbacks to Girls Planet 999 with a helicopter.
True.
You remember? Oh god.
Yeah.
Fu Yanning with the with the rivalry, mnet tried to build there between her. Oh god.
With like
and Eugen, this was, oh my god.
Yeah, that was.
I go up, you go down.
Oof.
But yeah, I just remembered that when she suddenly started performing CLC.
It's always CLC.
Yeah, it really is always CLC.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I just know her a bit like from I know the raps she has like inside Lightsum, but I don't really know her like doing live performances. Because I don't know that much live performances of Lightsum. But yeah, so I was really curious how she will do it. Taking the Black Dress rap is overall a good decision, because I think that's a super cool rap with where you can like put in very very much attitude. That's I guess a very very important thing for this part. But in my opinion, I don't know if I would say she messed up, but it was very underwhelming in case of skills doing this rap. Like we have the conversation with like from Ian, like doing it live and like having it like she even like did it in shows, in different shows as well, like on her own. I guess she performed Black Dress in Good Girl as well, like on her own. So yeah, and I guess she always like delivered that so much better, in my opinion, that or as Sanger did there. It felt like it wouldn't really fit her for like at least how she performed there. And the second one was, I guess it was the tomboy rap, right?
Yeah,
It was
she switched to tomboy in between.
exactly. So of course Soyeon Soyeon Sanbenim a rap of her must be there as well. Especially if you get called Lil Soyeon, right?
The freaking pressure, dude. Imagine you're going on the stage, you're getting called Lil Soyeon, and then good luck with her rap.
Exactly. And as well, like the first one from Black Dress, the tomboy rap wasn't really that impressive as well. Kind of sounded a bit that she would even like mess up few things. I guess I don't know. It sounded very very unstable overall when she was doing this, and I don't know. I was kind of like very disappointed, I guess, because I think it sounded a bit like that there wasn't put in so much work. I wouldn't say she did not, but it sounded like that. That it was just like a thing, like it's the same company, so she has heard the songs many times. Maybe she was rapping it along on a casual base, and then you are like on a house party or something, and a friend of you say like, "Come, just rap those two parts." It felt like that, just out of the hand, rapping those two parts, but not really putting effort into it. It felt a bit like that. So yeah, I was a bit underwhelmed by this performance overall. And I know her different when she is doing her own thing. So I don't know why it was like that, but maybe it was just not, the reps were not fitting her style. Maybe. I don't know.
I'm not sure if maybe the problem was that she tried to copy the others too much instead of kind of giving it her own personality. During Black Dress, she skipped basically all of the singing parts that were in the song, which is, I do get that you wanted to focus on the rap, but I'm not a fan of this, of this skipping. But okay, I can forgive that. But yeah, the rapping itself, it was okay during Black Dress. It started good, in my opinion, but the longer it went on, the more I thought, nah, that's not quite right. The tone she was rapping with was kind of felt wrong. And then during Tomboy, I mean, the problem is with Tomboy's rap, you have Soyeon. Soyeon's raps, they have attitude, you know? The way Soyeon is rapping, it has a sassiness, it has a badassness to it. And I really felt like Sanger was somehow trying to copy that, but you don't want to try to copy Soyeon. That does not work, honestly. That is a lost cause. And that's exactly how that felt like. The rap had no personality, in my opinion. That was the biggest problem. Facial expressions, I don't know if it is because she realized herself that she wasn't really bringing her A game there, and that maybe dragged down her confidence a bit, but her first expressions were not good. Her dance was good. There's nothing I can criticize about that, but the rest was really, really lacking a lot. And the others, yeah, more or less also fought like that because she got 11 upvotes and 16 downvotes. Next up, we have Yin. And Yin performed her own song, Cherry Coke. And in the little introduction, we here also didn't get a lot, but we got Wiso saying to Rina, oh, I was absolutely in love with Yin in high school. And I know I could technically skip that transition because I know the answer, but do you love Yin too, just as much as Wiso did?
Of course, since school. No, but
What do you think?
Yeah, overall, if it comes to Yin, she is like my number one pick. I'm looking forward the most. It's like key is for you in the show, right? So I was
here you heard it first. Case for me.
for you.
Everyone, go away.
So,
But yeah, she's my bias.
yeah, I was really, really looking forward to it, and I knew that she was doing Cherry Coke, of course, and still for me, it's not like it's a decent song for me. Like I guess as a song, it's yeah. I don't think it's like I'm listening to it on a casual base. Like to have it like in a playlist and just listen to it. Even if I'm not the like biggest fan of it, cause yeah, it's not like sometimes you just have songs you are like listening to, but that are not like a 10 out of 10 or something, right? So and that's something like Cherry Coke for me. It's like it's a song that's not really, in my opinion, showing something. And Yin has so much, like so many things to show, and that's something I think it's a bit bad, like decision making wise, to just perform Cherry Coke. Of course, I see she wants to perform this because it's her like solo debut. It's I guess more known than her her pre-release, and
I would have died for a strange way to love, dude.
same, but that's a different thing. And I guess she just wanted to showcase her rap. But to be fair, Cherry Coke is not really a song where you sing. It's though not a song where you rap. It's just like a song where you have really like K-pop vocalizing. It's like not very showcasing your vocal skills, not very showcasing your rap skills. She like could have done so many things. She could have done like how do you call it when you have like many, like a highlight menu or something? Something like a rap medley out of her
A medley, yeah.
out of her raps from the CLC songs or something. Well, everything she did, like in song wise in shows or when she was featured or something, she could have done something. She did so many amazing raps. Like one of my most favorite raps of her is from Son's Nirvana Girl. Her rap there, full in English by the way, is so incredible. Like her attitude there is killing, and that's something I love for Yin. Yin is an artist as well. Like she can change as well. Like she is like the queen of duality if she wants to.
She's quite versatile, that's true.
Yeah, she could have shown this as well, but she could have just shown her rap skills, cause yeah, she has a certain uniqueness in her rapping skills. I guess like if you hear Yen rap, you always know that's her. But for Cherry Coke, it's just like such a basic K-pop song, not really showing anything. She looked good though. Yeah, the outfit fits to Cherry Coke. I guess it was something very similar to what she had wearing in Cherry Coke. But bro, I would have expected more. I just would have expected more because I know her. She can do so much more. She can do so much more. And she showcased just nothing.
Yeah.
Her visuals. She showcased her visuals.
Yeah, as all of them did. The thing is that I can say straight away, I don't like Cherry Coke at all. Like, I don't get the song. Not one part of the song I get. And I'm with you that the song showcases nothing. And I almost flipped the table when the song started and you heard a helicopter and I was like, shit. Is this helicopter? I was already ready to stand. I was standing up and was ready to scream, go up, helicopter, and suddenly Cherry Coke starts. Seriously.
Yeah.
I was about to flip the freaking table. That was one of 2 flipping table moments for me in this episode, by the way. Second one coming up. But yeah, that I was really sad about that. What I give her is that the build-up was pretty cool overall. I enjoyed that. And her dance is good. There's nothing I would ever dare to criticize about her dance. Facial expressions, however, I thought were at times quite lacking. I thought sometimes I had a feeling like she doesn't want to be there in this moment. I don't know if this is like the way the facial expressions are supposed to be for the song, but if they're supposed to be, I would question the choice. So that felt a bit strange for me. But yeah, the biggest problem for me was definitely that in the song she is simply not to showcase anything that contributes to anything in the show. And this is sad because Yin is really good. She is really versatile. She is an all-rounder. And then she is choosing a song where you see nothing. Like, at least choose a song where you can show me one thing, but nothing. This is something I absolutely cannot understand. But one thing that I understood even less is the ranking. Because Ian got 19 upvotes and 8 downvotes. I didn't get it. I'm sorry, I didn't get it. Like, I really tried to figure out where all of those upvotes are coming from. Because in my opinion, they have upvoted performances which showed much more versatility in an artist, that showed much more passion, that showed much more talent, not because they had more talent than Ian. Ian has a lot, but she didn't show it in this performance. And that they then come and give her 19 upvotes. I was like, okay, you're all just going after the seniority here. Otherwise, I cannot explain this, honestly.
Yeah, I guess like
that was the biggest discrepancy in my head between my opinion on a performance and what all of the others thought.
Yeah, I guess it's sometimes the thing for like especially for seniors where you like know them, right? And you know their skills and they are voting like for their skills that they are not showcasing in the performance, but what they have kind of it's not supposed to be like that, but I guess that's sometimes the case, right? I can imagine. And
yeah, but then they did really like, I don't know. Then we had other more high-ranked seniors in the show that didn't get that kind of treatment. So I absolutely did not understand that.
I mean,
but yeah,
I guess I've voted up as well, but it's another story.
Nah, I'm the Che. I'm done voting. Every one of you. One person that got majorly downvoted by mnet is Hain. Because we didn't see her at all in this show, and suddenly she appeared. And we got as a little intro her, yeah, the let's say the little peak in LaBoom's career that they had during a soldier performance in front of Korean soldiers of Journey to Atlantis that gained kind of a little popularity for the group. Not as much as it did for Brave Girls, for example, with Roland, but it did give them a certain momentum, but by far not enough to really make something out of it. I mean, it is the way it is with stuff like this. I mean, look at Brave Girls. It's not. They had a big momentum, but it didn't really carry them like through the next releases they had. So this is unfortunately only a really like fleeing success that you get through that stuff. But Mnet included it, I mean, in this little introduction. And now, what do you think? Did the Journey to Atlantis live up to the soldiers' expectations that they built up during that little introduction?
So, I didn't really know what I should expect when she was going on stage. I was like very expectation free for this performance. And I have to say, like, especially like for the first performance, it was very cute, and she was living this very, very well. I guess it's not really a song where you can focus there, like, or show that much of like vocals or dance. It was more like a thing out of facial expression, delivering, how you use your voice, and how you're executing like the choreo parts that are like sending love and cuteness to the audience. And I guess she really did this well. Wasn't really such an impressive like performance, because I guess she just did it on a really, really decent level. I really liked to watch it. And like for the second performance,
that she performed Between Us,
exactly.
also by LaBoom.
Exactly. I guess that was basically just a showcase of dancing of her. And she did some really, really, really nice dance moves, in my opinion. Where I was like kind of impressed. I wasn't expecting to see it like that, but I guess overall she, especially like if we look back to many other performances, she like showcased a good amount of stuff of her. And I was really enjoying watching this, and could get a good picture of her, and would have loved to see more, say it like that, in this show of her. But well,
Okay. Interesting. I had a bit of a different opinion on her performance here. For Journey to Atlantis, she has a really high voice. During Journey of Atlantis, that was the first thing that really hit me, that how high her voice was while she was singing that. And the problem with it is that the song was kind of missing a highlight due to that. Like, I needed a bit of more power at certain parts within the song, so I felt like without the members, Journey to Atlantis, the version of Hayne lacked a bit of impact compared to the original, which was a bit unfortunate. And in Between Us, she completely switched to choreo. It was getting much sexier in this performance. She showcased her dance pretty well, I would say. It looked great. I also thought that she was confident in the moves she was doing there. I believed what she was doing there, but it did not really touch me, I have to say. I liked it, but I can't say that it was memorable for me. And what was strange is that the performance it was suddenly over. Like suddenly, she was in the ending pose and the song stopped, and that felt a bit anticlimactic. But that may just be me. But I was for a second like, what? I thought there would be more.
Mm-hmm.
The others had a similar opinion as I have because they voted 5 up and 22 down. And now we're basically jumping into almost a little double feature, and that was my second table flip moment. But yeah, more to that shortly. Next up is Ellie. Wiki Mickey's Ellie, and she, in her introduction, she said something which almost broke my heart. Because she said, most people don't seem to know every member from Wiki Mickey. What she means with that, I'll translate it for you. People outside the fandom basically only know Yoojung and Doyeon. Which breaks my heart. Especially since this is a problem basically all post-IOI groups had. Maybe with the exception of Priston. Priston managed in the short time they had. Thank you, Pledis, by the way. Fuck you. For the short time they have, they managed to kind of showcase at least more of the other members of the group, which have not been in IOI. But in Wiki Mickey or Daya or Gugudan, yeah, it has always been basically the IOI girls and the others, which has always been said. And to hear this from Ellie herself, I had a crack in my heart. I'll be completely honest. I had a crack in my heart. I really love Ellie and Wiki Mickey as a whole. And for years now, they're not getting the recognition and love they deserve. I mean, how long has Fiesta been? Nothing is happening. It's just pure sadness. But my question for you is, does pure sadness also match the performance of Ellie of the song Sonata of Temptation?
Well, to quote Ellie, na Ellie da. she wants to show that she's Ellie. I really loved it when she was saying that, because I want to see more of her as well. Like, with Wiki Mickey going down, or kind of going down, I don't know, or being down. It's hard to say going down when they are down, right? For a long time.
It doesn't matter which way you put it.
It's sad.
The reality is much crueler than everything you can say.
Exactly. And so I was excited to hear that she's on that show. I wish for like more members to get something to do, right? But yeah, I was happy that at least she's like joining an mnet show where we get potentially a bit more content of her. And yeah, what are my expectations? I guess my expectations were just to get a really nice all-rounded performance of her. And I think first off, the styling very wild. I guess.
Oh yeah.
I guess overall, I'm kinda into that style. If you just make away this kinda ribbon thing or whatever this is.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
If you just take
maybe a bit too much. Yeah. Maybe
if you take away this, it looks delicious. I really liked it. And of course, the style of her was fitting the performance. And it was unexpected, in my opinion, that she is like performing this.
Completely, yeah.
But when it started, I was like, okay. And after I was like, okay, I was like, please just show us something. I was super like anticipating to see her nailing this. I wanted her to nail this performance, and I think Overall, she did really well. In my opinion, at least, she did really well. I don't know, maybe if I'm slightly delusional, but I guess.
No, that's the absolute only right opinion to have.
But like vocally, she was powerful. It sounded very, very full, very right. And like I don't know, she sounded right there as well. Like she sounded right in place. Um, the performance was nice. I don't saw any flaws like in her dancing or something. Um, and yeah, the most thing is like that she just had fun and yeah, she showcased the voice we know her from like from her songs in Wiki Wiki and stuff. I was super much enjoying this, and I want to see more of her. So I hope she can show us more in the next episode of the show.
Yeah, the thing is, this performance, by the way, Sonata of Temptation, by originally by Ivy. I think I forgot to say that earlier. The best thing about this entire performance was, as you said, the fun, the energy that Ellie conveyed on stage. She seemed to enjoy every second standing on there, and this is exactly what I wished she would do, because Ellie, she's such a sunshine in Wikimiki. If you follow Wikimiki, or if you don't follow Wikimiki, let me tell you that since pre-debut, Ellie has been an absolute bias wrecker for me. She was amazing. I loved every time when Ellie's in frame. You're happy. She always brings up the mood in every situation, and that was something I hoped she would be able to show during this first performance, because this is what basically makes her, and I wanted other people to see that, and she did so well with that. In my opinion, vocals and dancing were just good. They were, in my opinion, flawless. She did it well. She did not copy the original, but she created her own style of the song, a more wilder, funnier style, a more entertaining style, and honestly, I had at the time of my life during her performance. I smiled the whole time through. If you want to criticize something, then maybe at times her moves and facial expressions were a bit overboard. That I would agree on. But it is nothing that that messed up the performance or something like this. It was maybe a bit overboard at times, but I prefer that so much more than some gloomy looking monotonously singing person standing there on stage, showing me in her face that she hates being there in this very moment. So, in my opinion, Ellie completely nailed it, and I loved absolutely every second of her performance. And before I tell you what her ranking is, we'll do it exactly like mnet and jump to Cheddin. Because Cheddin of Cherry Bullet was up next, and of course, for episode number 1, we had G1 and Border performing. G1 with a score of 24 upvotes and 3 downvotes. Border with an astonishing 25 upvotes and 2 downvotes. Of course, the pressure, and mnet made sure that we remember that, was gigantic. What do you think? Did Cheddin, during her performance of Bicycle by Chang'e, broke under that pressure?
So for Cheddin, I really love that she's on a show like that, because I still think that she is someone not like as some other in Cherry Bullet, but Cheddin most of the time I think is a bit under the radar as well, and I
absolutely
really want her like to show more to the world, right? And we had May on the show and so, and and Bola on many shows. She won now again. And I love
hey, on New just chilling.
Right. And I love that Sharon is just joining. this show. So yeah, I was looking forward to it to see more of her. And she did Bicycle by Chonga. And Bicycle of Chonga is a very special song, right? It's not a
Yeah,
usual
let's
song.
call it special. Yeah.
I know you don't like it. I like the song, but that's not the thing. I guess even if you like the song or if you like it, if you don't like it, the song is very like a bit a bit messy in its instrumental, and
Yeah.
it's very
It's a wild
it's a
song.
wild song, exactly. Very K-pop, like experimental, right? Uh,
Yeah. You feel like based on the messiness in it, you get a really big fourth gen feel
exactly.
from it. Yeah.
That's a good thing. And yeah, like especially, I guess it's a very like um, it's a song that's really carrying by the fact how Chonga did it. I guess um, to have like the powerful voice that Chonga is, right? Um, and
And especially her unique,
her unique,
the unique sound she has in her voice. Yeah.
exactly, is something that's really carrying over the song, because besides that really powerful use, right, and some high notes in the song, it's not really like a super song that's yeah, it's not a song where you can shine that much with like vocal skills overall. So yeah, I was really looking forward to it, and the attempt was not bad. I want to take out the attempt was not bad to say we are making out of this a rock version. Yeah, because
That's true.
this
Yeah. Mhm.
messiness of the song, of this instrumental, is like making it a bit easier to, yeah, make a rock version out of it. If you just change up the instrumentals. And when the rock element started, I was like, oh damn, I'm really looking forward to this. Her style as well was very like rock-like, and I was like, oh damn, okay, that makes so much sense. um, and I guess I'm even more overall disappointed about the performance, because it didn't really yeah was fitting my expectations, and that I was really looking forward to like a rock version of the song. It's often like for me, if I just like songs, or if I like aspects of songs or something, that, or if I don't like a song, even that rock versions or something like that are making the song even a bit better for me, if this is executed well. And for like Bicycle of Chonga, I had a feeling like, oh, this could be such a cool version of it, where I maybe like the song even more. But sadly, because of I don't. I don't know what exactly it was, but Shannon was really not living up to any expectations of me. Like let it be choreo, let it be vocals overall. She like there was not one part of her performance where I was like, okay, she's recovering, or that's how I want to see her, that's how I know her, or something. There was not even 1 second where I was satisfied with her performance. Um, um and if we put it like a bit with like Triple S's Soyeon, um, she she even did not really, I don't know, seem to have fun, or is like seeing herself there doing this. I don't know, like it felt super strange. I don't know if she just realized that she's like messing up completely or something, and that and that she could be.
100%. I felt like the longer the performance went on, the darker her facial expressions got. I feel like she completely knew, felt, whatever, what happened there in this moment.
Yeah.
Maybe she looked over to her members, because I will never forget Bora's face. Seriously, this complete disbelief in Bora's face. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like it was really I don't know, but my face was like kind of the same of Buddha, right? When we saw Buddha's face, I was like literally like, yeah, I can expect my face like that as well, cause I guess Buddha was expecting something so different.
Yeah, of course, because Bora, as well as we, know what Sharon can.
Yeah.
And like, seriously, I want to know what the hell happened.
Yeah.
Nothing worked in this performance. Nothing.
Yeah, you can continue, by the way, then.
Okay, she basically killed our expectations the way she killed the dude in the beginning. This was
one.
And it hurts so much, because I like Sharon so much. She's such a fun and cheerful and cool person, and normally is so much better in singing and dancing and facial expressions and acting, by the way. But nothing worked at all in this performance, and the longer it went on, the worse it got. And I seriously, I can't imagine what happened, like how Sharon must have felt when she realized, shit, it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, and because of that, it got also worse and worse and worse. And Bora and Jiwon on the outside looking at this like, what happened? Like, I bet everything I have that they checked on each other during practice and everything, and gave each other tips and whatever. And this is really the fact that Bora and Jiwon looked at her like this is proof enough for me that during practice it looked quite different than what she showed there. So I have no clue what exactly happened there, but it is really unfortunate. Really, 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 really unfortunate. I have to say, it was one of the worst performances I have ever seen in an Mnet show. And this really, it breaks my heart to say this. Absolutely. And this, and how she must have felt walking the stairs back up, like to her member. Oh my god!
Like to have a quote out of there after performance, someone was saying like, could have been better, and I was thinking like, it couldn't have been worse. so as hard as it sounds, but it was really, I don't know, sadly a bit disappointing. But
go on.
Reminded me a bit like of we we have had it in I guess it was Girls Planet, right, with May?
Yep.
Where she was not messing up with dancing or something, but this these hardcore voice cracks and stuff that she had in those performances like so often, and I was like, it has to be like something with the pressure that they feel when they are not with their members, maybe, or something, right? Like, she's standing there alone. I guess that's just something
I mean, this is the only explanation I have.
Yeah.
Because it is not the lack of talent and lack of skills that Sharon has. She has all of that. So it has to be something like this. I only hope that she can regain like the confidence and really showcase her skills during the show faster than May did during Girls Planet, while May needed quite a few performances until she was at a proper level again. So, Which brings me to the table flip moment. Because based on the fact that Mnet and we skipped the upvote and downvote announcement of Ellie and instantly jumped to Sharon, one could assume that they would probably get quite a similar vote. And at this point, I was already sitting there like, how?
Yeah.
How do you give this the same vote as Ellie's? Like like Ellie's vote, Ellie will get a pretty decent vote, is what I thought. So Shannon will get a good, a good voting. Like I was like, okay, okay. That's surprising, but I can accept it. And then the hammer hit me. 4 upvotes, 23 downloads. Are you fucking insane? What the hell
Yeah.
happened there? In what universe is not only Ellie's performance a 4 upvotes, but also the same as Chadden? What the actual? I completely take back what I said before, that Ian's vote was the biggest discrepancy between me and the contestants. That was the biggest fuck up. Here I'm saying it. This is the biggest fuck up I have ever seen in an Mnet show, and I've seen all of them. I have seen all the rigging Mnet has done throughout all of its shows, but this completely takes the cake. What the fuck happened here? Explain.
Yeah, I mean, we have to ask the people that voted, I guess. Right?
Are they completely bollocks?
I guess you have to ask the audience. All of them. I mean, nearly all of them, right? Because, like, especially for Challenge, we know 2 of the votes. For Ellie, we don't know, basically. Miru?
Yeah, Miru, definitely Miru, always.
Yeah. So, but the others we don't know. Maybe Soyeon.
Hey, what the actual fuck?
But yeah, that's like...
This can't be. This is in no universe. Can the same amount of people say that they are better and worse than Ellie and Shannon? This does not. This doesn't work in my head. No matter how much I try to like spin it and try to fit the pieces together, nothing works for me to justify those votings.
No, not really. I wouldn't. I would like even say like the voting that Ellie got, like besides like if we like look at other performances, just the performance on her own and the voting is like, I don't know, like how, like where did she do the mess ups or something? I can see it. Like
No, like the thing is, during her performance, yes, Ellie did one mistake during in lyrics.
Exactly.
One mistake, and hey, I was so angry, no? When that happened, suddenly the other girls jumped on the downvote button like freaking hyenas. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? One lyric mistake, and you can't tell me that messing up lyrics once justifies you getting the same voting as Chadden with this performance.
Especially when you continue like with that confidence and just doing and that fun and doing the performance.
Anything else was great.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
Same. So that was super stupid.
And when I'm always for the people watching who don't know, I always watch this show 2 times. For the second times I'm making my script, and the second time I was even angrier when that part came up. When I saw the lyric mistakes and I saw the girls instantly pressing downvote. I was. I'll be honest. I was cursing at the screen. I was so mad. And then to see again these votes she got in the end, Ellie. And especially since, I mean, Ellie said what Ellie said in the intro. With that all the people, they only know certain members from Wikimiki. And that she's still mustering up her courage to go into this fucking show. And then is getting wrecked like this in the very first moment. as
After she
breaking
did
my
a
heart.
performance. After she did a good performance. Like
Yeah.
if she looks at itself, in her position, I wouldn't really know what could I have done better instead of don't do the lyric mistake. Also don't
Yeah,
like
and this is the worst thing about it. Imagine she's looking at the performance now and it's like, okay, I was bad. Fuck
that
that shit.
makes no sense. That makes just no sense, and that's so sad. That's so sad.
I was so angry. And still,
Yeah.
my blood is pulsating. Seriously, again, okay. Before I punch right through my screen, let's jump to the next performance to calm down a bit.
Yeah.
It was Jui. And Jui, of course, once again, we got the story of her not having a company, not having a manager, that she's doing everything herself, absolutely everything. And shit, here's another thing that made me angry. God damn it. Okay, let's go through it fast. Yodom was sitting together with Jui and said, and when Jui was telling them that she did all of the stuff herself, that she even paid for everything herself, Yodom said, "Oh, it makes me feel like I should work harder." And I'm like, no, that should not happen when you hear this. Definitely not. You should not listen to Jui and think, or I need to work just as hard as her, because the way she is working is not healthy. Absolutely not healthy at all. This is not a role model you should take. Like, I'm impressed by Jui, honestly, that she's doing all of that she's trying so hard to establish herself. I respect that, but this is not something you should strive for. 100% not. So maybe if some people of you out there also thought, damn, I need to work harder too. Calm down, okay? Chill, take a breather, deep breather, and look at Jui. Like, there was a scene where she was sitting in the car with a hood almost over her entire face, but you could see how tired she was. She was completely white in her face. This is not something you should do for a long time. So no, don't take her as a role model there. Nonetheless, it's highly impressive what she is doing there and how much she's putting into 24 hours by Sunmi, her performance. Now my question is, did all of this hard work pay off in the end?
So, as you already said, like, Jui it's interesting, right? Like, she really, for the work she's doing, it's incredible how, like, she still tries to need so hard and so, and like, I don't know, it's interesting. She's like now joining certain shows, right? We like had her in the other show again. I lost the name again.
It was a Second World?
Second World, I guess, yeah. It
Yeah.
was Second World, yeah. And yeah, for that, there were some performances where I wasn't really like. I still see that she's lacking in some regards, but I still see improvement of her, and that's something I really like. But not really in that performance. I guess Second World showed a little improvement of her, but somehow I really couldn't see this in 24 hours in this performance. I felt like it looked a bit like maybe she felt a bit lost in some situations while she was performing it. She couldn't really, I guess in my opinion, she couldn't really adapt vocal-wise to this very seductive voice, right? You need to pull off for the song that's very high and stuff. I guess she couldn't really pull this off how she should have must. I know she's capable of doing better than this, definitely. Maybe not to be like a number one artist, but at least to be an artist which you like can expect to do very, very well. Sadly, in this performance, I think she didn't really could show us, yeah, the peak of her skills, and I still hope that she can do this maybe in like future performances.
Yeah, definitely. I advise like everyone, if you really want to check out Jui, what she can do, check out her performances in Second World. Definitely. For 24 hours. The beginning was, in my opinion, pretty cool. Like, Jui went purposely for a really sexy concept. 24 hours is a hot concept. Like, this is an iconic one of Sunmi. So, if you want to perform something like this, you have to really feel it. Because if you don't feel 100% comfortable with this kind of concept, it feels weird. And that, in the beginning, in my opinion, Jui did really well. Especially when she was sitting on the chair and the backlighting was hitting her. You were seeing her silhouette and the silhouette of her dancers. That was a super cool image. And I was really feeling that part. Also, the dance skill, the dancing in the beginning was really good, in my opinion. I was satisfied with it. It was even impressive, in my opinion. The problem is, with everything that happened during this performance, it got unfortunately worse the longer the song progressed. The more the song progressed. In the later part, you already mentioned that her voice started to really, really, really get problems with the song. Why? When you're singing quite seductive, sexy songs like this, you often have vocal parts where you're singing in a really calm voice with relatively, like, it's almost, you need a lot of air in those moments, but still maintain a lot of enough vocal power behind it so your voice doesn't break. And this is no easy thing to do. This is really difficult, especially if you're dancing while doing that and maybe starting to get out of breath. And this is basically what happened to Jui there in the beginning when she was still pretty fit. It sounded nice, but later when she was maybe a bit exhausted, you could hear this so much. Her voice started to have little to no voice. Only air was coming out. It was basically only breathing at some point. Sometimes she was even breathing into her singing. So she didn't get like the proper moments to breathe, to get new air into her lungs, which was really unfortunate, especially if you look at the amount of hours and work she put into this. So that was unfortunate, and the others saw it similar to us. She got 6 upvotes and 21 downvotes. Next up is Huiso. And for her, there's not much to talk about in the beginning, actually. We got a little compilation of her saying, Bali, Bali, I want to perform fast. She was really eager to jump on the stage, and we saw multiple snippets of other contestants praising her vocals, which is something she has proven during Rose Blossom performance, ?
So, she, I guess it's a quote of herself. She wants to do a performance to showcase her vocals, right?
You mean Whistle?
Yeah.
Okay, but you said Jui.
Jui?
Yeah, but okay, yeah, you mean Whistle.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess it was a quote of herself, or maybe another person. Yeah, I don't know, but I know that something definitely said she wants to take or lay a focus on vocals for this performance. And yeah, she was starting with Rose Blossom. I guess that's just a thing, right? She was standing there on at a stand mic, and it was super 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 nice.
But it's quite interesting that both Heike members started with Rose Blossom.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's cool, right? Like kind of.
I like it. It's a great song.
Yeah.
And it
Don't
was
get-
cool. Really short. It is cool if you compare their two versions of Rose Blossom. It sounds different, but both of the versions really have something. So I
Yeah.
can recommend you to do that.
Yeah. Especially like if you see that Rina had a bit more like as well like facial expression focus and a bit of choreo to it, right?
Yeah.
And Riso was going full vocals on a stand microphone.
Yeah.
Very very cool to make like these own versions of a song. That's pretty cool. But it was of course just an intro, because she knows what people like Nico wants in those shows, right? And
Hell yeah.
she wanted to, yeah, showcase something different of her. Her outfit wasn't really fitting for like this Rose Blossom vocal explosion, so she was changing up to Tomboy, but once again, she changed it a bit more up to make it a bit more vocal focused, and that's something which I have like seen already in like 2-3 different covers. That yeah, Tomboy is a very good bass song to change it up in like different genres, or like taking the focus a bit different in some regards, because even like if you're doing this as a vocal performance, like there are many parts in Tomboy that are like kind of between, once again, vocal and rap and stuff, and even like Soyeon's rap part in Tomboy is not not a fast fitting fast, so it's you can rearrange it very very well. Props to just the production in that case, to Soyeon again for making with Tomboy such an produce-wise a good song. I mean, there are so many covers out there of this, and yeah, so as well made a vocal heavy version out of this, which I really liked. And to don't say too much about like how she really performed that, so overall, like with her voice, she I just want to say like she showed some very 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 interesting vocal skills in terms of even if she was even that she was moving, doing the choreo, doing like split and stuffs, and other stuff, she could remain like her strong vocals, um, and could sing like along the whole song. She was singing this on a level. She was singing this live. She was singing this live while she was performing, while she was kind of with this choreo exercising, going down and up and stuff. And she still could like put so much power into her vocals. I guess she did with this performance, like this was one of the performances where she really showed the best what her strengths are, right, or is in this case. That the vocal skills, the the breath she has and the control about it and stuff, that she is just very skillful in that, and that she's skillful live as well. And I guess that's something she wanted to show, and I guess she did it 100% accurate to show the skills.
Hey, the Heike girls. Like, I'm already I'm a big fan of Heike's music. I'm really listening to this a lot, but I really have to give it to the two girls. Like, we're 2 episodes into Queendom Puzzle, and I've completely fallen for just the girls. Like, it's completely ignore for a second how good they are at what they're doing. Just the girls themselves, how they look, how they perform on stage, made me so happy, so intrigued, and seeing the little scenes of them when they're talking to each other while breaks during the filming and everything made me fall so hard in love with them. I'm a really, 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 really hard fan of Hikey now. Like I really mean interested in the group, not just the music, like I have been since their debut, but freaking the group. So they completely have already won me over with 2 fucking episodes. So first, biggest props to that, to Huiso and Rina. Now, the performance itself, yeah, Rose Blossom completely nailed it. Like the vocals she was blasting out there, holy shit, I loved it so much. But more interesting than the song we already know she's nailing was, of course, Tomboy. And here, once again, I can't stress this enough, but like 50% already of a performance is for me seeing the artist actually enjoying what he or she is doing. And she was definitely doing that. She had fun on stage. She was smiling so brightly during Tomboy. I completely fell in love with that smile. Every time when we got a close-up of that, my heart skipped a beat. It was so amazing. When she was starting with, yeah, I'm freaking Tomboy, while she was singing this, dude, is still ringing in my ears completely. Fell in love with this. I want that version of Tomboy. I desperately want that version. A full version of just her singing the song. And yeah, her dance overall, it was good, but really the combination, like the dance was not the focus. It was overall good, but the combination of the dance, her cheerful expressions, and her voice turned this entire performance into yeah, I would basically say an experience for me. And I have rewatched this performance so often. And I just don't get sick of it because it makes you just so happy to see her enjoying what she's doing on that little stage of hers. And yeah, Wiso and Rina, my heart is yours. My freaking heart is yours. And the other girls had similar thoughts, the way it looks, because she got 23 upvotes and only 4 downvotes. However, Huiso was not satisfied with it. Backstage, she said herself that she was not satisfied with her vocals. And honestly, if that is Huiso unsatisfied with her vocals, I'm scared of the second when she is blasting out the vocals she's satisfied with. Holy shit, I can't wait for that moment. And she said, despite this insanely good rating, she was like, nah, I want more. Next time I want a better rating than this, and this is exactly what I want. So, my heart and all those points to you, Whistle.
Like, regardless of evil editing by mnet, but if this really were like the faces of Kay and Bora while she was performing, then yeah, it's a win for her, right? Because these two recognized, there's someone else.
Yeah, I mean, they all knew that she was good, but I also love the second where the two main vocals, let's say the way it is, of the show, suddenly realized, fuck, there's a third one.
Yeah.
I really like this moment, yeah.
Yeah. Was super nice. And that's a win for her. Like, especially if she wasn't that satisfied, she could, yeah. She won out of it. So, looking forward to more.
Absolutely. And let's stay with the main vocals and the grand finale. of the evaluation performances here. My absolute highlight of this show that I have waited for so long, K. Basically, what we got is, all the other girls simping for K, saying, who are you looking for most forward to? K, 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 K. And, of course, Mnet tried to build, to further enhance the rivalry between her and Bora, with Kay saying, you know what, she motivates me. I love that she's here because she motivates me to do much, much, much better. But now, of course, the big question that arises is, was that motivation truly enough to elevate her performance of Destiny by Loveless above everyone else?
So, I'm always like, I don't know, it moves something in me that always like she is getting announced and stuff, that there's still a huge part where she is announced like Loveless K, and so and she doesn't really seem like it's annoying to her or something. She really like, I guess she still fine like that, right? Even if she's like,
I feel like she's even kind of embracing it. Like,
yeah,
she wants to make sure that this is an important part of her, and she wants to make sure. I mean, she could say no, don't say it. But I feel like she really wants to make sure that people know that she's from Loveless, and
exactly. And that's something, I don't know, I guess in many cases you see like that many artists, when they are out of the group, want to go really solo, right? Want to embrace their own image and want to just be called as that.
like
Especially
technically Dowa
exactly.
in a way,
In a way. Exactly.
which still confuses me, honestly. But yeah.
Yeah, but exactly. It's like that. Especially if you are in another company, you just want maybe to just be be on your own. So like, but for me, it just moves something in me if she's called out like Loveless Key, because that it's just cool that she's embracing it like that.
Beautiful person inside and outside.
Exactly. And based on the Loveless songs, I guess Destiny is such a good pick. Destiny is such a good pick because I guess that's from the Loveless songs, a song that really like fit, or can really fit well the style of Key. She can like kinda it's easy to rearrange that it's even more fitting to her, because the base of the song is just not that far away from what she's doing solo. And so yeah, I guess the choice overall is pretty well. And she executed this very well as well. Like there wasn't really a mess up. There wasn't really where you can say, okay, it's like her song, so she needs to nail it, and yeah, she did. She basically just did. I still think she could have like showcased her vocals a bit more if she has, as example, used a song of hers, because they are even more focused on that. And I guess her version of Destiny here was not just a vocal showcase, it was a showcase who she is. And it was not just a vocal showcase in that, it was a visual showcase as well. And I guess overall, there was just like something like, I'm Loveless K, and I have outstanding unique vocals, but I'm not showing you all now. It seemed a bit like that.
Yeah, she was kind of playing with our expectations. She had quite different strategy from the one Bora had. I mean, Bora was like, I'm going all in the very first second. I'm showing you exactly what I can do, how far I can go. And I felt like Kay was there to, yeah, not to like hold back her skills per se, but maybe to first establish a base, you know, to not instantly throw the entire building there to see here that's me, but like laying the foundation first. Let's start from the bottom and slowly build on that. That kind of how it felt like. I mean, Destiny is one of the best songs K-pop has ever produced. So that's a fine choice she has done there. The vocals, I mean, guys, perfect. What more do you want to add to that? It is perfect. The dance moves that she has done were basically flawlessly executed. They were not impressive in a way. They were nice to look at. I would say overall her performance was really elegant. This is something that a feeling Kay really emits, and especially a feeling that her voice suits a lot. A certain sorrow and a certain elegance. And that was perfectly showcased by the song and also the movements she did. They were really slow, they were fluent, and she paid a lot of attention to the details there, I would say. Also, her facial expressions. They got criticized later by one person, which I have to say is highly questionable. And shows. I don't want to question this person's ability to judge other people's skills, but that was bullshit. Because in my opinion, her facial expressions were really on point for what she wanted to convey. That bit of, sorrowfulness, this slightly bit of melancholy, she did really well. But what you have to say, it was nothing new. Everything you heard there of Key, what you saw there of Kay, you could expect. She did not belt out anything. There was no real high note that is a showcase of anything. And of course, as biased as I am, I have to apply the same rules for Kay as I do for all the others. I do like to see new stuff from them when they perform there. You can, of course, perform your own stuff, but I would prefer you show me something I cannot, like, look up within 1 second when I Google your name. So that was something that could have been, like, I would have melted if she would have said, I'm singing Taeyeon, for example. Which is something I expect from Kay. I'm not accepting the show to end without her covering Taeyeon. That being said, I highly enjoyed this. This was, in my opinion, the absolute roundest performance of all. The most perfect one when you just look at how it was executed. Each and everything of this performance. So I can't really criticize anything, but I do see why you would look at Bora's performance and say that impressed me more. Because Kay's performance was no performance that should impress you. However, the ranking she got is a bit of bullshit. Because Kay got 18 upvotes and 9 downvotes. Who dares? Besides, obviously, all of Cherry Bullet. But then I can understand, because of Boda.
Yeah.
Okay, Wiso. Now, okay, Rena maybe is helping Wiso, but okay, Chase downvoting everything. Yeah, okay, I kind of get where it is coming from now. But yeah, in my opinion, it's the voting should have been much higher for her.
Mm-hmm.
Because she made absolutely no mistake. But the only thing I accept of the others as judgment there and reason to downvote is that she really did nothing that surprises you in any way. Do you want to add something?
I bet Doa voted her down because she is just laying on the Loveless name and not trying to
Yeah,
plan her own.
the million seller Loveless.
No, but no. So basically,
A tear was just rolling down my cheeks when I was looking at my Loveless albums.
would you say you are 100% satisfied with the performance?
No,
Okay.
because for that I would have wanted to get something new, something that surprises me a bit in a way.
Right. Okay. That was just something I wanted to ask again.
Yeah. But besides that, there's nothing I can criticize, but that I would have hoped for, yes. It was exactly what I thought, what I know, basically, and this is,
Yeah. Sure. Okay. Yeah, I guess she did really well, huh? One of the best performances in this
absolutely.
universe of introduction stages. I don't know. Somehow if mnet is doing shows like this, even if they get always a new name, I guess Girls Planet I did say introduction stages as well, even if they had some other names or something. But somehow I'm ending up calling them introduction stages.
I mean, in the end, mnet is also the only thing they're doing is using a different paint for each set, so it's
True,
for
right.
each of the shows.
So yeah.
So, and after all of those performances finished, the girls got ranked completely new. Like their tiers that they've got previously put into got changed based on how well they had done in the up and downvote performances. And the new tiers are as follows. Tier number 4 is now Jui, Miru, Heian, Ellie, Wooyeon, Cherin, Soyeon. Tier 3, Suyun, Yeonhee, Sangha, Dowa, Rina, Juri, Jiwoo. Tier 2, Kei, Bullshit, Jihan, Soa, Faye, Son, Sujin, Yuki. And Tier 1, Bora, Yorama, Jiwon, Wiso, Cheon, Nana, and Yin. Yorama! Yeah, these are our brand new tiers. And of course, after it got announced, the girls had to sit in their new respective tier. They walked around a lot and talked with each other. We saw a lot of down faces. We saw a lot of happy faces and all of that shit. Nothing really worth mentioning happened there. Mnet, of course, is always try to make a bit of drama there with people looking in tier 4, looking up at tier 1, be like, one day I will be where you are right now, and all of that shit. You know that from every Mnet show ever.
Exactly.
So let's just continue to the next day, where the girls gathered to get introduced to their new battles, and those are going to be the 7-on-7 team battle. So basically, the girls are getting separated in 4 groups with 7 members each, and they have to perform a so-called signal song. Where did you get that name, Mnet? You are so creative. A signal song. I feel like it reminds me of an Mnet show, but I could be probably completely wrong.
One thing, I guess we are not getting into this even further. That's why I want to talk about it. They are talking about the signal song, right? So, do we want to talk or discuss about the fact if, based on how they are getting released and what is in the show and what is not in the show until now, but isn't Rise Up the signal song, to be fair? Like, all elements that Rise Up shows us is 100% fitting for a signal song.
Yeah, I completely did not understand why they're calling those 2 songs signal songs now. Maybe the Mnet writers forgot themselves what exactly the meaning was of a signal song in the past.
That's super weird.
Yeah, I did not understand it all, but they called it for some reason signal songs. So okay, let's just
We
go
go
with it, I
with
guess.
round 2.
Yeah, yeah. These are now the signal songs, and the name of the signal songs are Charismatic and Snap. We got also introduced to the people responsible for the songs. For Charismatic, it's songwriter Michelle Cho, and the choreo was made by La Chica. And for Snap, we have songwriter Ryan June, or composing by Ryan June, and lyrics by Kim Eana. And choreo was done by Choi Young Jun. To give you a bit of information there. And if you want to know our opinions on the signal songs, the so-called, check out episode 0, because there we talked about those. I will link it for you in the video description and in the show notes. There are also, if you watch it on YouTube, you can just click through the different chapters. You can just jump to the section where we talk about them there. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, for example, you can just find the time codes in the show notes, where you have to go to be able to listen to that part. If this is something that you're especially interested in, you can just jump to the part you want to know our opinion of. Now, what happens when you win the team battles? Well, basically, you're getting points. As always in mnet shows, you're getting additional points. This time, 10,000. 10,000 votes are getting added to the winning teams, which is pretty damn good. So, obviously, the girls desperately want to win this. But, of course, in order to win those votes, they first need to perform. And to be able to perform, they need the songs. And how did they decide who is going to perform what? Well, they got to actually choose themselves based on the order, how they were able to choose which song they want to perform was based on their performances, of their upvote and downvote performances in the previous round. So obviously Bora was the first one that got to vote. But there was a twist. Because we had those two songs, and always the first person that put herself into one of those songs was also given the benefit of entering the so-called puzzle room. And in the puzzle room, they, were allowed to puzzle. What that means, later, we will talk about later. First, the two people that were allowed to choose to go to the puzzle room were, for the song Snap, Bora, and for Charismatic, Jiwon. So both Cherry Bullet girls, or two of the Cherry Bullet girls, got the absolute puzzle power and went into their respective rooms. There we had a little record with two levels, basically. One labeled pick and one labeled drop. So they had to basically organize their own groups. Prior, all girls were able to say themselves in which of those groups they want to be, so in which song they want to perform. And then in the puzzle room, Bora and Jiwon were allowed to choose who of those girls, or who which 6 other girls were allowed to perform with them in one group, and who would be in the drop team, which was basically then the group that was left, the people that was left. They had to form a group together then. So it is really powerful to be the one who can puzzle, because you can basically build your dream team out of 13 other people, which is pretty damn nice. But of course, mnet thought, how can we get more drama out of this? Of course, let's live stream the pick and drop phase of Bora and Jiwon to all of the other girls. Honestly, there was nothing worth mentioning. It was the typical old mnet drama shit of girls constantly saying, please choose me for pick, or I really don't want to be drop, and stuff like this. the whole time, so there is honestly nothing worth mentioning here. But to refresh your memory, who in the end ended up in which group? We have, for charismatic, the pick team consists out of Jiwon, Jihan, Jiwoo, Nana, Seon, and Wooyeon. And the drop team for charismatic was Jui, Soyeon, Sujin, Suyun, Yeonhee, and Zoa. For Snap, we had the wait here. The pick team consists out of Border, Chedin, Rina, Sanga, Yeon, Yorum, and Yuki. And the drop team was Doa, Ellie, Faye, Wiso, Judy, Kay, and Midu. And with that, the episode basically ended. We had a little preview for next week, and in this we could once again see Mnet trying to squeeze out the absolute last drop of drama they could out of Cheon, because we saw once again a scene where Jiwon was saying a reason for her choosing Cheon into her team was that she could help them with the choreography. And we saw Cheon do exactly that. She took the lead with the choreography. Everyone was happy and satisfied about it, and they said how much she helped her. Cut the announcement of Cheon leaving. Yeah, amazing editing, Mnet, once again, of course. And if you're now asking yourself, what about Heaven? Yeah, who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
What about... Yeah, I have no clue what about her. Mnet didn't mention her again in the preview. I'm really curious to see if she will get mentioned at all.
Yeah, like...
I hope she does, but also it wouldn't even... At this point, I wouldn't even be surprised if Mnet just is like, yeah, Cheon is gone. And Hayden... Yeah, no clue.
It would be nice to have just the slightest guess why, or the slightest tip why. I don't care about whose fault or whatever, but I don't know. Or just give me a false thing. Just say it's time schedule, even if it's not a time schedule. But I want to have something, because this feels so unsatisfying to have just nothing. Yeah. Especially after she was so into it with like helping choreo and stuff, right? And then she leaves. That's kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I would also like to know more there, but really for me even more important is that we at least get a bit of like at least a tiny farewell to Hayden. Like, please.
Yes.
Don't be like that.
She
she worked also for your fucking show, okay? So don't be an asshole like you always are.
Yeah.
We also got a bit of attention rising up with sentences like, so you did not choose me? Wait and see. Of course, the drop teams are, as always, fired up and want to destroy the pick teams. And we got a little, little quote of Bora saying, Team Drop did much better than I thought they would. So tension is rising there. And we also, of course, see Team struggle while filming and all of that stuff. So more to that next week. But something that definitely cannot wait for next week is our final corner, which is, as always, fashion with Taengoo. Taeyeon had an appearance in the show where she told all of the girls about the new mission, and my brain malfunctioned for a few seconds when she entered the room.
Same with now.
I need to collect my thoughts. I'm seeing the picture in front of me right now again, and it's strong. It's strong.
It is, right? I mean, this is like... Let me just...
Yeah, I mean she is wearing basically this black crop top with underneath some kind of corset, I would say, the way it seems. This style alone, like her entire upper body style, absolute top tier. Like, she looks so gorgeous. She has her hair open this time. Mnet heard me. Which I'm really happy about. So you can see her slightly over shoulder long hair, which is just falling gloriously in this frame that I have screenshotted here.
Her hairstyle is literally an 11 out of 10. Also das ist how does like someone who ever cut her hair was first a genius, and how she styled or whoever styled this, but amazing. Like this looks so good, literally.
And you know why it looks so freaking good?
Because
you can see her face.
Okay.
Unlike last week, Mnet, with that stupid necklace shit, rose thing, flower, whatever that was. Here, look at her neck. It's breathing, it's free, and so is her face to shine the way it's supposed to be. Oh my god. Gorgeous.
But yeah, I was looking at it now for 1 minute. I needed to collect my thoughts as well, to be just honest, because I'm an honest person in those corners, right? And I don't want to make like ratings that are not coming out of my soul. And I say it's a 10 out of 10.
Interesting.
It's definitely a 10 out of 10.
That would mean that it's perfect.
It's perfect.
But it's not. There is one flaw that I have discovered. After. It's not really a flaw, but I need to find something that I can criticize, just for my own sanity. But yeah, when I was able to finally like rip my eyes away from that gorgeous face of hers, I looked at the belt she's wearing, and that one I'm not feeling. Because the belt is kind of unnecessary, in my opinion. Also, the color, this light blue or whatever exactly the color is of the belt is a bit biting itself for me personally with the dark jeans underneath. It's not bad, but I feel like the color could have been better. And a thing that bothers me about it is that it is not like really put into the jeans, you know? It's like hanging a bit loose, and it's distracting me. This is a really personal problem I have. I know that. I'm aware of that. I do try on working on that problem of mine. But right now, I'm looking at it, and it is, to a certain extent, distracting. Not even close as much as the flower was, but it is distracting a bit for me. And the only reason why I am slightly criticizing it, because it's what is necessary. If you just leave that belt, like put that belt away, it is absolutely a 10 out of 10 for me. And the reason for that is the belt makes it a tiny bit too fancy. Because what I love about this outfit is that it's so casual. This is something she's going on the street, bam, casual style. I love casual style. I don't need like style to the tens outfits. I need just Taeyeon looking casual, because that's the epitome of perfectness, of perfection, I mean. And yet this little belt is making it seem like there was a stylist who said, nah, we need to add that. And I'm like, you didn't. So that's the 2 cents of me.
Yeah.
But who the fuck cares when you see that face?
Yeah. The thing is, I'm really conflicted. Cause kinda that it's a thing where I'm it's on the for me it's on the level of she could have even chosen it for her own, you know? That's not like on the for me it's not on the level it had to be a designer who chose this, cause Taeyeon wouldn't be that delusional. It's more in the midway where I'm thinking like maybe she was waking up and thought about it and was thinking like this belt was a present from this person, I'm going to weird.
But the problem is, we all know Taeyeon is perfect.
That's true.
And when Taeyeon decides on an outfit, it has to be perfect. And this scratches on this perfection. But yeah, I don't know. It is highly possible that she was just like, nah, I'm gonna go with that belt. But yeah, I just needed to find something that I can somehow criticize.
Yeah, that's
because if I just let myself fall into the perfectionist Kim Taeyeon, then I can't do that. It's for my sanity, you know.
Yeah, the good thing is I can do this. I still lost my sanity, but I'm insane anyway. But let's close this with the fact I want you to just think about it. The belt is just getting carried by her phenomenal hip. Just saying. Just saying. Nothing else.
But the way it's floating. It's basically floating in midair.
And just carried by her hip.
The thing is, really, the way this is not properly, like, attached to the jeans is giving me a really strange. I feel uneasy.
Okay.
I don't know why that is. As I said, it is my problem. Yeah, I know that. Yeah. But when I looked at this, I'm like, oh, shit, something's wrong.
I think,
something's not right.
I think the most interesting thing at this topic is, like, I guess for me it would have been more a problem if this belt would have been, like, inserted like a normal belt. Cause I don't really like belts in a case of fashion style most of the time. I guess there might be 5% outfits where I think a belt is nice, and how belts are inserted through this things on pants are, I don't know. I don't think belts overall are. I guess I am still in the way to say belts are mostly just for usable reasons, right? And not for
exactly
reasons.
And that's why throw that shit away.
Yeah, and here it's just used different. That's why
yeah.
I'm kind of interested in this. But
but as I said, guys, I was searching for a fucking reason. Okay, leave me alone. I'm just a weak person, and I need to somehow cope with that weakness that I have. Okay?
You did something I couldn't. I couldn't hold against. Like you are the person who holds this corner to level. All right. I got lost today. And had to say it's a 10 out of 10, and that's a lose for me. That's a lose. So if it wouldn't be you, stressful.
Thank you, Taengoo. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, last things, as always, let's reveal our votings, because as always you can vote for the girls that you want to have within the group. You can always I think once a week you can vote via the mnet Plus app for your favorites, for your favorite 7 of the participants. And I would really be interested in knowing, did your top 7 change compared to last week?
So I guess I know the answer, but I'm still I'm still taking it out, right? Because I'm such a person. And I have to say, based on my voting for this week, it's basically the same. It's still Nana, Boda, Soyeon, Yen, Jiwoo, Jiwon, and K. Why is it the same? Because I don't really like, I did it biased for the first week, and I'm going to do this biased for like the second week. I guess the next weeks I'm going to considered a bit more like how they are performing, because I was a bit conflicted though. Still, even if I like made it easy for me and just said, I'm going to just take the same. Before I did this, I was really conflicted with me taking like 3 changes in this. But I said for like week 1, I'm not going to change that much. But it's most likely that this might change. In like the next podcasts, and that will hurt, really hurt, because I don't want to change them. For me.
What I can tell you, yeah, it fucking hurts. Because I have a change in mine.
One
change, yeah.
Okay.
And first, the ones that stayed the same, maybe y'all can already guess if you have. And you should also listen to the last episode 1. Then you know maybe still my ranking. I have Nana, Rina, Boda, Ellie, Jiwon, and Kay. So 1 position changed. And yeah. Honestly, to say it hurts a lot. But yeah. Yuki is not part of the top 7 anymore.
Ouch.
And a new challenger emerged, ran into my top 7, and if you heard me before, you may already guess who it is. Yes, I can say, all of the High-Key girls are now in my top 7. Huiso entered the top 7. After the performance, it was just impossible for me not to. I loved seeing her doing this. She was so great. And now with Rina, they have won me over so hard that as I said, not only now a fan of like their music, but I'm so freaking interested in the entire group. So credit where credit is due. That's why Huiso entered the top 7, and unfortunately, I had to let go of Yuki.
This cast is so stupid. I can't even go with like biasing, because still, even if I go with biasing, like half of the participants I'm looking forward are just like I can't choose that much. Like, holy shit. For me, it's so rough. It's so rough. It will be so rough. I was so sad that when you said, you like you kicking Yuki out, and I was like, but her performance was so good. I'm looking at so many pictures where I was like, okay, the performance was so well. And then I'm looking at my picks and I'm like, but I don't want to change someone.
Yeah. The thing is, when I look at my picks, I kind of have the luxury that all of them have been pretty damn good. I loved all of them, basically. I loved Nana, Border, obviously. G1 was great. K was amazing. I loved Ellie. Rina. Everyone who downloaded her for that voice crack, shut up. She was great.
Yeah, I guess.
And now Huiso, yes.
I guess I will decide to. Okay. I guess I just made up my mind. I'm going to throw away biasing completely after next week, and I will just go for performances. Because I have like a bit, like especially in this case, if I would look like for performances, Yin wouldn't be a thing, right? But she's my number 1 pick. Like for the show overall. And so I have her in it, of course, but I guess for the next week I'm just going for performances of the week that made me like, even if I hated for like those 2 weak things, right? If we just give half performances and you like have to vote while you have half performances, and then you
I hope that is something that changes from now on.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Because I mean, if we're lucky, we won't get solo performances anymore, and then they could always put it into one episode. Because this is a disadvantage, definitely, for the ones that appear later. Like for example, for me with Wiso, if she would have performed in the first episode, she would have had one vote more already.
Exactly, and that's the point exactly. And I have so many. That's why I was going totally biased for the first two weeks. Cause week 1 I was like, and week 1 would have been felt weird if I would have chosen it now after performances. Overall, still would have been a thing, but I think that's the best way. Just hearing like you how do you call it? Like giving or presenting like Wieso with a vote, what she deserves, right? And I basically should have given her a vote as well, basically, just based on performance.
I mean, it is kind of the thing that's always difficult to decide what criteria do you use to decide on who you're voting for.
Yeah.
I would really be interested in knowing what you guys are using as criterias.
Yes.
Like,
definitely.
Do you say I'm voting for just the people I like that I want to have in there, biased kind of, or do you say nah, I'm kind of letting myself go and just I'm checking out week after week and let myself get influenced by the performances because I understand both.
Yeah, same.
Basically, and for example, for me now I have this moment where Huiso just won me over and went in there, but the thing is, all of the girls here have different levels of like bias level for me, you know? Like, let's never gonna happen, but let's imagine Kay would fuck up every performance from now on. Pretty damn sure I would still vote for her every week. You know? This is so I would be really interested in knowing what you guys say about that, but I'm so curious to see how this is going to change. If there's going to be much more changes, or if that is already going to be my my top 7, especially now that I'm deep diving into Hikey.
I'm so excited to talk with you, like with you and you guys to make it like this next week, especially because this is like then the first thing after, right? After the first performances. I'm going to change my system. I'm very excited to see if there are things happening that make you maybe change a bit, right? Maybe a bit more like if we get variety stuff, maybe you think like, oh, this girl is so confident. I have to like give her
exactly. Win me over with your confidence. I'm all here for it, girls.
Yeah, and
really looking forward to it.
And of course, very excited to read in the comments what are the picks of the listeners.
Exactly. Speaking of the comments, we got comments in the last episode. Thank you guys so much. And there was a comment of a Dewey Bui. I hope I said this somehow correctly. Sorry. Dewey Bui 83. And he said, for example, he likes the Cherry Bullet members, but they are not in his top 7. He said that Remy is not in the show, which I can absolutely understand. Remy would have been really cool because she, I feel like from all of the Cherry Bullet members, she definitely gets the least chances to really show herself, and she's a great dancer. That would have been great to see on the show. And his top, or her, top 7 are Sujin, Son, Jihan, Soa, so we got a weekly fan here, Nana, Kay, and Jui, which is a really interesting mashup, definitely. Because when I look at it, I have two people that are also in my top 7. So, guys, please let us know your opinions in the comments. What are your picks? So we can talk about your picks also in the next episode. So guys, thank you so much for your attention. That concludes today's episode. It has been a lot of fun, as always. And I can't wait to discuss the next episode and all the drama that it's going to contain, all the tears that we have seen, and all the snake behavior that mnet is going to show us, as always. So, thank you so much for your attention, guys, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.